Hello guys, here's Kaitanon aka Motensen, and yes, I'm back for a short trip. No, yeah, it's a while ago. I making of something because we're working the whole year and we are just a small studio and there's so much to do, and yeah, every time I'm not working, I'm happy to take a bit of free time or something. And so it's my first video this year. Yeah, can't believe it by myself. So, but it's just a short one because I do this tests of Arnold renderer in my spare time, in my small spare time, and did this rework of the old paper scenes I did a few years ago. I think it was 2011 when I have a job related to paper, and did this commercial, and after this I made a tutorial how I made it. And yeah, what I found out is that many people watching this tutorial and doing similar paper stuff. And yeah, so when you see this on YouTube or Vimeo, it's made out of old scenes, yeah? So I didn't do much new stuff except the background trees or something. And the tutorial how I animate all the stuff is still there, yeah? It's in the description of the YouTube channel, so if you are interested how I animate all this paper stuff, you can watch this old tutorial, like this. Okay.
The vision is a window. The vision is a window.
Yeah, like this. Yeah, I show how it works and what I did in Cinema 4D at this time to animate this folding paper stuff, and it's still the same, of course, because I used the same cinema scenes. The funny thing is this are cinema R13 or so, and now we have cinema R16. But now I like to show you how I set up the scenes in with Arnold renderer to achieve a nice paper look. So, and the first thing you have to do is installing Arnold renderer, yeah, and Solid Angel is the maker of Arnold renderer. Yeah, and Arnold renderer is a big thing. It's a great industrial proved renderer, and now it's available for Cinema 4D. And so you go to Solid Angel, yeah, clicking on this cinema icon, and here's everything you need, yeah. You go to C4D 2A and download the free trial. So, and now you can download for Windows or Mac the trial thing. Here it's the direct link to the download page. Arnold for Cinema 4D for R15 or R16 and Mac or Windows, and just click this button and install it. It's very easy. Nowadays they has the second update. Yeah, it's the first one was 1.0 and now it's 1.011. So they still working on updates and making Arnold more better integrated and stable. That's nice to know. So, and when you have Arnold installed, it's very great integrated into Cinema 4D. Yeah, here's another new renderer, Arnold, and you can use them. And what I did is, of course, to test Arnold, I make some R&D stuff and so, and it's always interesting to take old scenes and rework it for a new renderer, and yeah, it's interesting because you can compare the render times and the easy to use and so, and this publish stuff is very easy to set up in Arnold. I show you why. So, and this is the nice thing is Arnold has this IPR window. Yeah, you get always very fast previews of your rendering. Yeah, and you see this is my first test scene I used for my paper test. Here. So, and my actual workstation is a 6-core Mac Pro, yeah. So it's not the fastest one, but yeah, it's fast enough to do easy stuff like this. You see now this guy, this low polygon guy, is rendered in Cinema 4D with Arnold, yeah, and in directly comparison to the shader setup I did 2011 for Cinema 4D, this looks way better, this paper stuff, yeah. So it's very cool and very easy to set up. And what I did is this one. So this is our old cinema scene. At first, I delete the original cinema material. So maybe I can make this bigger, and we have this nice little tree. And the first step is very easy. Yeah, we just need a physical sky from Arnold. Yeah, and this is ready-made here. It's an Arnold physical sky. You have to set up them to physical sky, and yeah, now we can render the stuff. And there's an interesting thing because in the past, when I like to have this low polygon look, I just deleted all the Phong tags from my 3D model. So, and while Cinema showing it correctly without any Phong, Arnold just giving them a default Phong looks like it's a high Phong amount. And so it's important when you're working with Arnold and like to have some low polygon stuff like this paper stuff, you have to select every object and giving them back a Phong tag with a low value. Just watching the screen. So now it's everything with the right edges. So that's the first thing. So, and you see this is there's no shader on it. So as next step, or the first step is I like to have the shadow to our side. Yeah, so you can select Arnold sky and change the azimuth like this, and you see it's very great with this preview. You can always see what you're doing in your scene. So, and the next step is the material, a so-called shader in Arnold. We take the surface standard shader. It's very cool because yeah, it's very similar to our cinema material. Yeah, here is in the diffuse channel you set up the colors and some stuff. There is some reflection channel and something for subsurface scattering and refraction, of course. Yeah, you know it's for glass materials and so on. And so what we need is just two channels. Yeah, diffuse for the color. Okay, I give my whole scene this material, and we starting the IPR render again. Moment. So there's not much different. Oh, by the way, it's always interesting the intensity of the sky. It's maybe a bit low in the default version. I give a bit more intensity, so the sun is brighter. And yeah, our standard material looks like, yeah, not so interesting. And the fun thing in Arnold is there is ready built in the diffuse channel is a backlight. Yeah, and you may be remembering when you're watching my tutorial, or you know it as default. Paper is something that needs backlight. Yeah, that means the light goes through the material. Yeah, it's maybe better visible when I make a plane in the scene like this. You see? Yeah. So what we see is this actual Arnold material is didn't let the light through the object, yeah. And when we give the backlight a bit more value, like this. Oh, I have to give this material to the polygon 2. You see, it's what's happened is that the light goes through the polygons, and it's exactly what we need to simulate paper. Yeah. So, and you see, this easy scene looks now way much more like paper as before. Yeah. There's small amounts of light coming through the objects, and this is exactly what you need to make a paper-like feeling. So, and the last addition, and it's not so easy like in cinema, is of course paper has some texture, some little bump or something, and this is what we can do too, but in the standard material, standard shader, there isn't any slot for bump mapping. Yeah, so this is a bit tricky, but it's a great second thing that brings Arnold into Cinema 4D. It's a shader network. Yeah, it's a node-based shader network. That means it's not like in the normal cinema you have to handle some layers to make your shaders. Here you can use some nodes and connect them, and this is very great because what we can do is it's very easy. Moment. Here's from a very old R13 paper folding test scene. You can download this on the same site where the tutorial is on YouTube or something. And here is a normal map, a diffuse map, and a bump map for paper. Yeah, and at first we just drag and drop the diffuse map. So it's just the color of paper, you know. See it again. Here is just a bit paper material, and put it in the diffuse color channel of our standard shader. Oops. Like this. And the next step, it's a bit different than in Cinema 4D because, yeah, don't know why, but now I take this bump 2D node, connect them with the Arnold Beauty, and now I have to connect the standard shader with the shader input of this bump node, like this. And the last thing is drag and drop a bump material, a bump texture into this node editor, and giving this to the bump map channel of the bump 2D node. Zip. So it's maybe sounds a bit complicated, but it's very easy because you always can see which material, which texture is connected with which channel of an object. And for example, when I just have a diffuse image, there are some structures. Yeah? I can connect it with the bump map too if I have a separate bump map or something. And so you just have this one original image in a node and can connect it to everything. So, but this is a very simple setup. Yeah, we have the standard shader. We have some image in the diffuse channel, aka the color of the shader, and now we have some JPEG bump map image in a bump map. So, and that's all. The backlight is still activated, and we can watch how it looks now in Arnold IPR. So maybe we go a bit closer, like this. Dum, dum, dum. Okay, and then what you can do in a material is clicking the bump node, and here is a value for the high of the bump. I give them a very big high that you can see the bump mapping better. You know, you see? Here it is. Okay. So, and this is of course too much. a value of maybe 4 or 5 is enough. So, and this means now we have a material that has a bit bump map and a bit texture of paper, and important, this backlight thing, so the light goes through the material, and it's all. Now we have paper stuff in Cinema 4D rendered with Arnold, like this. So, moment, the final picture. Sorry, the sun in our office is at the moment a bit strange. So, and when I shift this, you can see, yeah, the shadows go through the material and everything feels very much like paper and some stuff, and maybe I can make the sky a bit more intensive. You see, yeah, the values of the backlight shader stuff and so are in your opinion, but that's all. That's Arnold. Oh yeah, and when you do the final rendering, it's interesting maybe too. You switch to Arnold render, yeah, and because this IPR window is for previews and something, it's very great to light and shade your scene and see everything in real time, in more or less real time. Yeah, this it depends from your hardware setup, yeah, and the only thing you have to care about when you're rendering this stuff is this value, yeah, camera AA. This means the higher this value is, as more samples will be rendered by Arnold, and your picture will get smoother and smoother in terms of this noise that is generated because of the brute force QMC algorithm from Arnold renderer. Yeah, because if you ask yourself what is Arnold doing, it's very similar to setting the physical renderer to QMC global illumination, you know? When you have the normal physical renderer and have a global illumination scene into Cinema 4D and setting this to QMC, Quasi Monte Carlo, QMC, yeah, that is the safest global illumination mode in Cinema 4D to avoid some flickering or something, but it's brute force, yeah, it needs much more time than the other algorithms, and Arnold is specialized in this algorithm, and there's just this algorithm, but this is very optimized and very cool. And this means the setup is the same, and here is an overall setup for the sample count of this. This means when I put it higher, the render time is higher too, but this resulting picture will get more and more noise free. So it's in your opinion too, yeah, where the right sample count is for maybe complete noise free or with a bit noise picture, and it's always global illumination in it and something more, and yeah, that's very easy to use and makes Arnold very attractive. And after all, it renders a bit faster than physical renderer, so yeah, when you interested in external render engines for Cinema 4D, Arnold is an interesting choice. It's not so fast as very modern GPU rendering systems like Octane or something, but it's in that it makes very great looks and easy to use, and yeah, it's nice. And in a very first incarnation in version 1.0, it was not really stable, but I'm sure Solid Angel will work further, and the integration in Cinema is very great. So yeah, it's maybe not interesting for anyone in the world, but yeah, when you, for example, like the physical renderer in Cinema 4D, Arnold is very similar to the physical renderer, but everything is a bit better, a bit faster, and there's a second thing that is very interesting. When you're working with other guys in teams, you can save now with Arnold Renderer Arnold scenes from your complete Cinema 4D scene. You can save an Arnold scene, and every guy using Arnold 2 in Softimage or Maya or something can load this Arnold scene. So you can very easy exchange scenes between different software, 3D software packages, and this is maybe great too. Yeah. So, and I think that's all what I have to tell you for the moment. Oh yeah, it's 20 minutes, it's enough. And yeah, and that's all. So I'm sure that there are much how I handle Arnold for Cinema 4D tutorials out now, but yeah, if you especially interested, I did a bit R&D on this part and trying, for example, how Arnold works with X particles and so on. And if you guys like to know how it works and didn't find any tutorials from other guys around, then feel free to ask me. I can show you what I found out about Arnold. And yeah, it's very nice addition to all the interesting cinema for the external render engines available on the market right now. And another thing I tested is T-Renderer. Yeah, it's very well integrated in Cinema 2. And maybe if someone is interested in T-Renderer, I can show my experiences with T-Renderer too. Yeah, it's not much because most of the jobs we did in the last half year are non-photorealistic. Yeah, it's always stuff that has to look more 2D-ish, and so I didn't have much time to test this, especially when you like to have photorealistic scenes useful renderers, but I'm always interested in this stuff, so when I find time I test something with the different render machine engines, and it's always fun though, and maybe interesting for you. Okay, that's all for today. Yeah, this is the first Mosai TV show in this year, and I hope it's not the last one. Feel free to ask me things, and we see you on the same place again. Yeah, great things to Isa, the sponsor of this show, and this was Mosai TV from Mosai TV. No, this was Mo Tensen from Mosai TV. See you soon.